In a rare show of unity, women parliamentarians from opposing sides joined forces to advocate for critical changes in this year's finance bill, aiming to protect the interests of women and girls across the nation.
Worth noting that some of the goods are essential, like sanitary pads, and they require an exemption to ensure that they are affordable to the final consumer. It's not only sanitary pads, we have the issue of diapers, which are essential. And so that 150, the 150 Kenya shillings per kg is actually going to have an immediate implication on the livelihoods of many women and girls.
There are collaborative efforts to ensure fair treatment for all. The proposed eco-levy on sanitary towels and diapers, which intends to slide in an additional 150 shillings per kilogram produced, sparked significant concern. As essential items for women and girls, the parliamentarians urged a review suggesting the levy apply only to imported goods to boost local production.
If it is possible to limit it to those who are importing goods, such that we also safeguard the local manufacturers.
The parliamentarians noted that women and girls do not consider menstruation a luxury and cannot continue to pay such high charges for something as essential as sanitary towels.
In actual sense, zero-rating sanitary pads has been more expensive to the end user because the VAT is now being pushed to the women and girls. And then what happens is that the price is constantly either escalating or just it's standard at a high.
In the 2024-2025 budget estimates, the government tripled funding for sanitary towels, a move lauded by the parliamentarians. Committee Chair Kimani Kuria hinted at reviewing the matter, recognizing the burden of women and girls in accessing these essential items. The commitment is to ensure prices remain unaffected.
If some of these levies, then they should be really on imported goods and not locally manufactured goods. And I want to really assure Kenyans that we will do the best to make best decisions for our own products. The fact that now these diapers are being manufactured here means that they are the substandard ones that are being imported are out of the market, but the price is still far out of reach of many Kenyans, so we still need to help them to make sure that we reduce the prices down.
Reclassification of zero-rated goods, now subject to VAT on standard rating. This change affects essential supplies such as maize, cassava and wheat flour, which will disproportionately impact low-income earners.
Milk and cream, all inputs and raw materials used in the manufacture of agricultural pest control products and supply of maize, corn flour, cassava flour, wheat, containing cassava flour by more than 10% in weight, are currently zero-rated supplies. And so the impact of that is that the producers of affected commodities are not able to claim any input taxes. Next
on the agenda is that Kenyans could soon be forced to dig deeper into their pockets to access internet data. According to Safaricom PLC, while making their submissions, indicated that the proposed increase in the excise duty rate applicable on telephone and internet data services to 20% of retention of excise duty on fees on telephone and internet will not only hurt Kenyans, but also affect the remittance of one of the biggest tax contributors in the country.
I don't think we want to end up alienating businesses from a system that was already working for them by either aggressive tax reviews or increase of taxes.
So unfortunate that everything that you said is retained, exempt, but you are not even saying we are willing to give you this, even for one, except the one that you want to extend to January 2025.
Safaricom is transparent, the top taxpayer in this country. We are not going to get additional revenue from Safaricom as a result of implementation of eTIMS. So that's another thing that we need to think about.
Another submission was a shift of certain exempt items to standard-rated supplies, including musical instruments for schools.
Then supplies that are moved to standard-rated supplies. For example, currently musical equipment used by educational institutions are exempt supplies. But the finance bill proposes to move musical equipment used by educational institutions from exempt supplies to standard-rated supplies.
Several other stakeholders made their submissions as well.
Number two, when we talk about how much do we export, I think I will talk about my company that almost 20% of what we produce we export. What limits it is this cost that we are talking about, that This VAT exempt brings our cost higher, so we cannot compete against India in those markets.
As women leaders, we are saying this should be the last to see our country agitated on talking about finance bill. Chair.
The committee is expected to adjourn the stakeholders' presentation today and to have public hearing at KICC on Monday. Linda Koskei, K24 TV.